ॐ शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा दोर्भिर्युक्ता चतुर्भिः स्फटिकमणिमयीम् अक्षमालां दधाना हस्तेनैकेन पद्मं सितमपि च शुकं पुस्तकं चापरेण भासा कुन्देन्दुशङ्क स्फटिकमणिनिभा भासमाना समाना सा मे वाग्देवतेयं निवसतु वदने सर्वदा सुप्रसन्ना। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलं वाल्मीकिर्मुनिसिंहस्य कवितावनचारिणः शृण्वन् रामकथानादं को न याति परां गतिम् गोष्पदीकृतवाराशिं मशकीकृतराक्षसं रामायणमहामाला रत्नं वन्दे नीलात्मजं यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारि परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमत राक्षसान्तकम् वैदेही सहितं सुरद्रुमतले हैमे महामण्डपे मध्ये पुष्पकमासने मणिमये वीरासने सुस्थितम् अग्रे वाचयति प्रभञ्जनसुते तत्त्वं मुनिभ्यः परं व्याख्यान्तं भरतादिभिः परिवृतं रामं भजे श्यामलम् नमोऽस्तु रामाय सलक्ष्मणाय देव्यै च तस्यै जनकात्मजायै नमोऽस्तु रुद्रेन्द्रयमानिलेभ्यो नमोऽस्तु चन्द्रार्कमरुद्गणेभ्यः। जानकीकान्तस्मरणं जय जय राम राम आञ्जनेय महाराज की जय. Okay, so these are the dhyana shlokas that are usually chanted while we do Ramayana Paranam, Sundarakanda Paranam, or even listening to lectures. There are a few more additional shlokas that are chanted along, but again here there is no hard and fast rule that only these are the number of shlokas that can be chanted. It differs as per different traditions, different books, but these are a few common stotras that are chanted. So let us continue. So in the last session we were looking at the... Yes?
As you rightly said, there is no reference of Lakshman Rekha.
Yes.
In the Valmiki Ramayanam, I have gone to Zen Ramayanam, I have gone to Adhyatmika Ramayanam, I have gone to Ramacharita and this Valmiki Ramayanam also. Only in the what you call that Ramacharita
Yes.
only one half line of shloka.
Yes, only in the Ramcharitamanas it has gained.
Yes, there is Ramanuja Laboreika Sachai, so you nahi Nadev Anusai. Here in the Lanka Kand, Mandodari sent to Ravana. What you are boasting about that I will have a war with Rama.
Correct.
Even younger brother who has drawn a small line and you could not cross the line, that line, and now you are boasting that I will make a war with Rama. There is only small reference given in the Lanka Kand. If you have given in Indian Kand, it could have been to that's what we see.
Correct. So Sanjeev ji, very good. So he is like a true researcher. You see, you tell someone something, they will not. You must not leave it there. You go and you find out for yourself. So just as we had discussed last time, the Lakshman Rekha episode, though it is not there in the Valmiki Ramayana, it has gained popularity because it seems to be very true. Now, even if I say that, like I told you, that the Lakshman Rekha episode is not there in the Ramayana at all, that is in the Valmiki Ramayana, we cannot believe that because we cannot imagine Sita's abduction without the Lakshman Rekha being drawn at all, right? So we are so used to listening to that. So then you will have a question saying that why then is the Lakshman Rekha episode included, because that is something which people have been relating. So we cannot say that it is no, I have not shared any text yet because the order of the in which I am telling and the PDFs that are there, they are not proper. So I have to do a bit of editing. So I will be sharing that. I have not shared anything. I am just sharing my screen. So, therefore, the few episodes that are there, though it is not there in the Valmiki Ramayanam, if it is there in other Ramayanam, and because people have been so used to it, traditionally accepting it, or we cannot imagine Ramayanam without that, that's the reason why we consider even the Lakshman Rekha episode as a part of Ramayana. Okay, we will continue now.
Still,
Now,
one small thing also.
yeah.
Our elders told us that it was Lakshman Rekha was discussed or told only because at that time it was a line.
Hmm.
The ladies, it was told by the older people not to cross this limit of your house.
Hmm.
Something. So that was the story behind that, or that was the secret. What lesson from this? When you cross some limit, what vinashakari something that happened in life. That's what thing was
Correct. Correct. Yeah. Okay. So let us continue. So last time, if you see, we were looking at a bit of introduction of the Ramayana, how it originated, and so on. A few aspects I told you about Ramayana, Mahabharata, comparative study, and also why exactly do we have to study Ramayana. So we got a few answers for that. Today also we will continue looking at the same. So if you see, towards the end of the last session, we had started looking at the gist of each of the 7 kandas of Ramayana, starting from Balakanda and ending with Uttarakanda. So let's just look at that. So I think we had seen 2, Balakandam and Ayodhya Kandam. We had already seen the gist on what we get to learn. The message is from these kandas. Next is Aranya Kandam. Aranya Kandam is the time, Aranya meaning forest. So the time that Rama, Sita and Lakshmana, they have spent in the forest together. So now this is very, very important. Wherein in Aranya Kandam what happens is that it is mentioned a number of Rakshasas were killed by Rama, starting from Virata. No, starting from Viratas. Virata is a demon who comes after Bharata leaves Chitrakuta. That is, after Bharata and the entire party from Ayodhya come meet Rama, and once they leave Chitrakuta, that is where when Rama, Sita, Lakshmana slowly start proceeding from Chitrakuta towards Panchavati and so on. That is where this Rakshasa Virata comes. After they reach Panchavati, we have Khara, Dushana, the 14,000 Rakshasas who come in Janasthana, which is today's Nasik. So near Nasik. So that's where all the war and everything started, and that's where Rama actually started killing Rakshasas. Now before also, even in the Balakandam, when Rama goes and sees Vishwamitra, there also he has killed Tataka, Maricha, Subahu, no doubt about that. Maricha was injured. But that was only, you can say, like a trial. Now here is where Vishwamitra was always there along. So Vishwamitra used to guide Rama and Lakshmana. Okay, now a demon will come from there, you be ready. Or now he is going to attack this way, you be ready. We had given him different weapons. But here now, so it was like a, you can say, a training period for Rama. Now Rama is all alone. He knows how to fight. He knows how to face dangers. So that is when Aranyakandam. In Aranyakandam, really Rama had to face all kinds of adversities, and it was the most difficult phase of their life. Now living in a forest also, now in a place like Chitrakuta, they had already settled there. Like for example, a very beautiful house was made by Lakshmana, Sita, Rama. They had liked the place. Sages were living nearby, but they never imagined that Bharata would come and meet them. So they were living very happily in Chitrakuta. But then leaving a house and going away somewhere is again difficult, that too in a forest. We don't know where to go. That too they were roaming in a forest, so they didn't know where to go about. So slowly again they start marching, finding a good place. That's where the Godavari starts flowing in. Sita tells this is a suitable place. I can do my worship. I like the natural things around and so on. So she gives different answers to justify that the place is good. And that's where Lakshmana again, he had to start from scratch, building a house and so on. But then not in one single place. We have Lakshmana or Rama or Sita complaining that, oh, we had to leave our own house and go. Or what difference does it make if we stay here only for the 14 years? Let Bharata come in between, let him come and go away. No, not so. Rama knew that Bharata, if now we know of some of our relations are staying somewhere, he will immediately go and frequently go and visit them. So Rama did not want all this to happen. He wanted to stay away, and he wanted to ensure that I must stay in the company of sages. If I have come for 14 years to the Vanavasa, I should make the best of it. After 14 years, anyways, I'm going to return back. So at that time, I will spend time with my own people, take care of the kingdom, enjoy the luxuries, and so on. So Aranyakandam, if you see, is a period that was full of difficulties and adversities in the life of Rama, Lakshmana, and Sita. So this tries to show a very important message that goodness alone, always being good, always having just sattvic qualities, okay, ahimsa, like how we have in Buddha's principles, we have ahimsa, satyavak, and so on. This just having those qualities alone is not enough. I'm saying alone, this word is very important. Now here some people will argue, does it mean that we should not be good, or does it mean that we should always be evil? If needed, you must try to change your path a bit. Now changing our path is like here in the case of Rama. In with demons now he could not be good, but still he had tried his best. For example, if you know Ravana, with Ravana, Rama had always tried to be good. That is the reason till the end, Rama was telling Ravana, I'm still giving you a chance, I'm still ready to forgive you, return back Sita, return back Sita. He makes so many offers, but in spite of that, Ravana did not move. When there was no option, Rama had to resort to the path of adharma. Not adharma, I would say, it was dharma only, but he had to go on the violent path. That's where the war was inevitable. He had to kill Ravana. Same thing happened even in Aranyakanda in the case of all the Rakshasas who came in between. Rama did not have an option at all. Now the demons, 14,000 demons coming in, Khara, Dushana coming, or even to cut off the nose of Shurpanaka, there was no other option. Only when she came, she ran towards Sita to attack and eat her, Lakshmana had to raise his hand. So when a few situations are adept, when we don't have any option, we have to do that. Same thing we can relate to our own lives. Like for example, a few elders, teachers or parents, they scolding their children or telling them something, it is for our own good. So always telling in a good way, that is one thing. But if the child doesn't listen, some transformation has to be done. But it is for the betterment, it is for a good only, it is not violence here. So always being just good, ahimsak, sattvic doesn't help. If needed, we have to change our paths. We get this reference even in the Mahabharata and the reference of the Gita, when Arjuna and Krishna, that itself is a gist of Gita, wherein Krishna tries to tell Arjuna that if needed, when there is no other option, you have to ensure that you follow. There you have to not think, these are my cousins, these are my brothers, these are my gurus, these are my own people. If they are not following the path of dharma, we have tried our best to this extent that even a Shanti Duta, messenger, the form, now in those times, or even in today also, we it's not that today there is, say for example, between India and Pakistan, some violence comes in. It doesn't happen that today itself, okay, I raise my voice, or I'm doing something evil, something like that. It doesn't happen, right? On the first day only, it doesn't happen. So then when does it start then? Maybe we have a lot of peace meetings, right? So we have people coming from 2 different countries, or we have something called the Ministry of External Affairs. So what does that minister do then? He actually comes in, he ensures that peace can be made between both the countries, both the parties, and that's where a lot of peacemaking activities are also done. It's not that on the first day itself war is arised and people come and fight with each other. It doesn't happen that way. Only when the war is inevitable, we do that. Or only amongst us also. An everyday example I'll give you. Say for example, you have an argument with someone. Maybe on a roadside, or shopkeeper, or it can be anything. What we do is, it's not that first only we go and fight with a person, right? Now there are a few people who do this. First only you'll go and you'll shout, or maybe you'll get physical, you maybe hit someone, something like that. But in most of the cases, it doesn't happen that way. First maybe we speak slowly with the person, and eventually when there is no option, we slowly, maybe the fight gets more rough, and then we have to lift our voice, you have to attack someone, and so on. So same thing here in Aranyakanda also. What happens is that in Aranyakanda, Rama, to his extent, he sees that he is always on the good path, but when that does not work, he had to resort to the evil path. So through this, the message that we get is, whenever something happens in life, be it good or bad, there should be a balance of both. We should be able to face both things equally. But what happens in the case of most of us is that when good things, positive things happen in life, or things that we like happen, we are always happy, or we are overjoyed. But when something happens which we cannot bear, or some evil thing, some problem arises, most of us, we say, no, all the problems in the world are on me only. Rest everyone is happy, only I am the only person who is sad, right? Then we start blaming God, we start blaming others, and so on. So in the Aranyakandam gives a very beautiful message through the life story of Rama, that Aranyakandam, or the place that they spent in the forest, though they were very happy, they lived in the association of sages and all, they had to face a lot of problems. Or the time after they left Chitrakuta till the end, that is finally when the war gets over and Sita is won over back, till then life was full of problems only. But Rama had to face all that. So even gods also, though he is an Avatara Purusha, an incarnation of Lord Vishnu himself, he was a Nara Avatara. He too had to face problems. This is a message that the Aranyakanda tries to give. So what about us human beings? Even a small problem comes in, we cannot bear that. If the god also has to face problems, we are no one in front of that. Therefore, don't worry about the problems and issues that come into all our lives. We have to be able to face that. Just as we are happy for all the good things that happen, we have to be sad for all the evil things that happen. And just as we get sad and happy, there should be a balance of both. Samadukkeshu, we say, Samam Sukha Dukkeshu. It is equal minded. The Gita, chapter 12 of the Gita, Bhakti Yoga, or the entire Gita, for example, gives so much of examples, so much of references wherein we see that there should be equality between both Sukha and Dukkha. Now, with regards to this, I remember one other context. Like there was a devotee. Now, this is like a folklore that is told. You will not have a written reference somewhere. I just heard it through someone. So there was a person who once he was just meditating a lot, and then he asked one of his elders, his teacher, his guru, that why is Sukha and Dukkha? If everything was just Sukha, just happiness all around, everyone will be happy, right? So here, if also say for example we are a group of say 50 people. Out of this also, if I ask you how many of you want Sukha or how many of you want Dukkha, I have maybe a bundle with me, half is Sukha, half is Dukkha. Nobody will go for Dukkha, right? We want only Sukha and happiness. We don't want evil at all. Will there be someone who says, no, you give me little Dukkha, I will experience that, tomorrow we can see? Nobody. Even for a short period of time also, nobody wants Dukkha. Why so? So then this devotee asks his guru that why this god has developed this concept of Sukha Dukkha? Why does life even have this concept of Dukkha, sorrow? If everyone is happy and if everyone is granted all their wishes, then life will be so nice, right? Nobody will be sad, it will not lead to any kind of problems. Today when sorrow, Dukkha or some problems are coming in life, that is the reason why evil qualities are coming in, arguments, fights are happening, and then people are fighting, people are putting in so much of efforts to always remain happy and so on. But if everything is happy all around, the entire world can be happy, right? So why this doesn't happen? For that, this guru, the teacher of this person, gives a very beautiful answer. He says that when something is in abundance, we will never value that. This is human nature. The disciple did not understand. He says, elaborate or explain further. Now, for this, he gives an example. He says that if someone stays with us, say for example, my own son or anyone stays with us, okay, we are very happy, we stay happily as a family. Say for example, parents and 2 children. But when the children say they go outside for studying or for work purpose or so, at that time the parents realize the void, or they say, oh, my son is not there, now I feel his absence. Or same happens in the case of the son also. Son says, okay, now I feel the absence of my parents. Staying at home, okay, they were always there. Whenever I return back home, they will be there. Or all these years of my life I've spent time with them, I used to always stay together. I never felt. It doesn't mean that I don't have affections or something like that. But then only when someone is away at that time, that affection increases. Or at that time, you can say the bond increases more further. So till then maybe we were fighting with each other, this and that. But only when something is away, we learn to value that more. So same thing happens with life also. Only when, with 100% Sukha, if everything is just happy, we will never value that happiness, right? Now say for example, I'll give you one more example. Say for example, like most of the superstars or film stars or anything you can take, or we have so many businessmen, right? If they've got lots and lots of money that is there, say for example, even if 2-3 generations don't have to work also, they can fill their stomach and live happily. Nobody will put in efforts, right? Or they will never have that value for money. Whereas a person who say he has to earn every day, and only then, only if he goes to work one day, only then if he can fill his stomach and his family's stomach, he knows the value of money, right? So that is the reason why most of us, there will be no discipline, and at the same time we will not have value for anything. So that is the reason why most of us, what they will do is, a few people, say for example, have to go to work. We have 4 or 5 people who go to work. One person maybe might be using the public transport, say the bus service. One will say, no, I have my own vehicle, I'll use that and go. One will say, no, I'll use a bit expensive public transport, maybe I'll go about everywhere in auto rickshaws also. Some will say, no, I'll use a normal bus that is there. It will be cost effective. So here, why the person goes in the buses, he knows the value of money. It's not that the person might be poor or he cannot afford that, but he knows the value of money because he has faced some adversities, he has gone through something in life. So he says, no, let me save a bit money. The same thing I can travel in bus and say about 20 rupees. Why should I spend auto of in about 200 rupees, 300 rupees or something like that? I'm just giving you one example that is there. So therefore the Guru, he gave a very beautiful answer that to this disciple who had asked, why is even dukkha there? He said that it is human nature. If dukkha is not given, he will never value the happiness that is there. Now a child also, if you give the child every day, you keep giving the child chocolates, one day it is going to get bored. It will only come and tell, no, today I don't want chocolate, I don't feel like eating. Whereas you tell the child on the last day of your exam, I'm going to give you that chocolate, the chocolate will taste the best on that day because the child is waiting all his days for his exams to get over so that he can get the chocolate on the last day. So waiting period, or it may not be always sorrow, but the longing for something, the value of something is realized only when we don't have something, only when some problems come in. And therefore this Guru tells that only if you have some amount of dukkha, you will be able to enjoy and live life to the fullest. Otherwise you will never value anything, and this itself is human nature. We can see all of us, you can relate to your own self and see, when we have abundance of something, we never value that, but only when something is not there, at that time we realize the value of that person. Yes, Sanjeev, do you want to tell something?
Yes, madam. You said about there was a famous song in Turkey. Said that take a Aga number Gage nothing.
Yes, I have heard this. Yeah.
But if you get one moment of super,
Huh.
so to go to 100 moments of and if you get super, if you like super, then only you get one moment of
Correct. Yeah, true. So like this, there are different instances. So Aranyakanda is written on the basis of this. Next, Kishkinda Kanda. Kishkinda Kandam stresses upon the importance of company. That's where Rama goes and meets Sugriva, and that's when, now in Aranyakanda he has faced different issues. Sita is already abducted. But now the problems or dukkha is at its peak in the Aranyakanda. But in Kishkinda Kanda still dukkha is there. Pain is a part of living. Rama is enduring pain that Sita has been abducted, Sita has been kidnapped, and at this point he doesn't know that who has kidnapped her. So he slowly keeps marching about. Towards the end of Aranyakanda, you can consider finally they meet Jatayu. Jatayu tells that Ravana has taken taken Sita away. But even though he tells us this, Jatayu tells that Ravana had taken away. Who was Ravana? Where has he taken her? Nothing Rama knew. So then Kishkinda Kanda, but still he keeps moving about southwards. Now here again one more thing which we have to learn, though it is not mentioned here, which I felt was that the faith that Rama had on Jatayu. Of course now Jatayu was a very old friend of Rama's father Dasharatha, and so on, that's why he did the Pitru Karma of Jatayu, all that is there, but still Jatayu did not guide Rama correctly. He did not tell a fixed place, okay, Ravana has taken Sita to Lanka. He did not say that. He himself did not know where Ravana had taken Sita. He just told that towards southwards or downwards Ravana has taken Sita, you can go there. With this he gives up his life. So Rama had full faith. Panchavati is Chitrakuta, towards Chitrakuta they had come to Panchavati. Panchavati is in today's Nasik, that is Maharashtra region. From Maharashtra region slowly they proceed downwards, southwards to reach Kishkinda, which is in today's Hampi, Karnataka. How come they keep moving downwards, with the only one statement of Jatayu that Ravana has taken Sita southwards. So the amount of faith that Rama had on Jatayu is praiseworthy here. We have to note that. Now in today's times, of course, this is a bit difficult. People are there to mislead us, misguide us. So we cannot believe or trust people blindly. That is one thing. But then that amount of faith that Rama had on Jatayu is really praiseworthy, and we must look at that. Who was Jatayu? You had never seen him before. Maybe he just knew he was a friend of Dasharatha and so on. He was so old. Now in one of the references of Ramayana, we will look at that later, it is mentioned that Jatayu was about 60,000 years old. And there Jatayu tells Ravana, when he tried to save Sita, he tells Shashti Varsha Sahasrani Tvam tu Yuva. He says, you are just a young man. You boast that you are 20,000 years old. I am 60,000 years old. I am 40,000 years elder to you. Now in those times it was not 100 years. Treta Yuga, the time period was more. Rama also lived for about 11,000 years, right? So here is where the reference comes in. So he was such an old man. He just tells one statement to Rama that Ravana had taken Sita downwards. With that faith in hand, Rama moves about, and finally he reaches Kishkinda. So the amount of faith and trust that we must keep on things and on people. It may not be, I'll not say on people, but on things happening about. We are very, very impatient, as Priyaji rightly says. Impatience. Today I do something, today only I have to get the results. How? I sow seeds today, the mango tree. Say for example, I sow a mango tree, mango seeds, I sow some seeds. The mango tree will not grow tomorrow. The mangoes can be enjoyed by my grandchildren, maybe not even by my children, right? I am not going to enjoy that, but my children and grandchildren might surely enjoy. So the seeds have to be sown in today. But if I sow the seeds today and tomorrow the tree does not grow, the seed itself is useless. We come to this conclusion, right? This should not be done. Just because we cannot witness the results doesn't mean that the efforts itself are waste or our faith itself is false. It doesn't happen that way. Rama tries to portray this here. So the entire Ramayana, if you see, they're all life lessons. Every step of Rama, or why Rama has taken an Aravatara, before we actually delve into Valmiki Ramayana, that is the reason a few introductory sessions we are having for this purpose, to know the purpose of Ramayana. We must not look at anything just as a story. Okay, Rama is born, he goes to the forest, this, that, he does, returns back to Ayodhya, stays happily. That is one part. Then what? Why is this epic? That happened thousands of years back in the Treta Yuga. After that the Dwapara Yuga is done. Today is Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga also 1/4 part is almost done. Why are we studying this today? Why am I wasting a Sunday morning learning the Ramayana epic? I can do something nice. I can maybe rest. I can maybe sleep for some time. Why should I come and hear someone speaking about Ramayana? What is the need for that? I told you this. Why Ramayana? We have already seen that last time. So let's not get deep into that. But then this itself shows that merely just looking at the story of Ramayana is not enough. The values or the way Rama lived, from each and every aspect, what we get to learn and how it is very much relatable to our lives today. When people make statements that something happened in Ramayana, Mahabharata, what I have to do today? Useless, something is happening thousands of years back and I am reading that and you tell you have to learn from that. How we must learn, that is very, very important. Now you go and tell 4 people that no, Ramayana, Mahabharata are epics, each and everything that has been mentioned there, it is relatable to our lives, we must learn that. The next question the person will ask is, how explain? You must have answers to explain. That is the reason you can maybe note down what I am saying or maybe listen to the audio later. Like this few examples I gave you of Jatayu, the faith that Jatayu had. Or in Kishkinda when they made Sugriva good company. So only when you give examples, now also only if I give you examples, you can make up. Maybe a few people, or if I just tell you these principles, okay, good company can help us wade through challenges. Okay, you will listen. But how? Next question should come, how? Someone will make some statement and go. We must always ask their how. So here I am telling you the examples, you don't need to ask how then. So whenever someone asks us also, or whenever we go and tell someone, no, Ramayana and Mahabharata are great epics, very much relatable to our lives, you must read and study that. Next question the person will ask, or young people will ask, children will ask, or anyone can ask, or you yourself should have this question in your mind, why? For everything, why is very, very important. Pariprashnena sevaya, Krishna tells Arjuna in the Gita. Asking questions is not bad, but the way you ask is important. So here Kishkinda Kanda, wherein pain is a part of life and good company can help us wait. That is where Rama meets Sugriva after putting in a lot of efforts. Hanuman comes and meets them initially, takes them to Sugriva, and that's where Sugriva also discusses his problems. Rama, both of them were having the same problems. Their wife was away. Sugriva's kingdom was snatched by his elder brother. So in front of Agni as a witness, that is fire as a witness, they have they make friendship with each other, and that's when Sugriva, with the help of his Rama, helped Sugriva by killing his brother, returning back his kingdom, and Sugriva ultimately later we see that with his entire group of monkeys, he helped Rama to fight the war against Ravana and get back Sita and finally return to Ayodhya. So the importance of good company always helps. So meeting of Sugriva was like, you can say, a light in a dark forest, or in a dark room, one piece of you can say one point wherein a bright lamp was shining. That was the coming of Sugriva, Hanuman in the life of Rama. And everything was just gloomy and dark around. At that time Sugriva jumps in, or at that time Hanuman jumps in, or at that time all the monkeys come and try to help Rama and Lakshmana, wherein little hope starts kindling in the minds of Rama, saying that okay, something might happen. So that is the reason why later also when the monkeys set out in all the 4 directions, some hope starts developing in the minds of Rama, saying that at least one group of monkeys will come about with a positive news. So good company is very, very important in life. How much ever a person will say, I am self-independent, I don't need anyone, Still till date we say man is a social animal. Man is not just an animal, social animal. We need people around, we need company around. So good company is always important. Just as Shankaracharya tells in the Bhajagovindam also, Satsangatve nissangatvam nissangatve nirmohatvam nirmohatve nishtalatatvam nishtalatatve jivan muktihi. For Jivan Mukti, liberation, for that first thing is Satsangatvam, good company. Good company is very, very, very important. Satsangatve Nissangatvam. So that is like this, many verses he has told in the Bhajagovindam stating the importance of good company. One of that is this verse, Satsangatve Nissangatvam. You can note down just for extra reference. So the importance of good company is very essential. Like all of us also in our lives, if you relate, you'll have a lot of friends, you'll have a lot of people, but how each one comes and influences, and that too in the case of company we have to be very, very careful. I am good, but the people around we can never see how they are, and how someone will come and influence, that is it's not in our hands. So that has to be taken care of, and we don't know how we change. That is there. Yeah, so how we change when someone comes in contact, we don't know. So that is the reason why man is known by the company he keeps. We say this, right? So there Kishkinda Kandam tries to talk about that, wherein the company that a person keeps is very, very important. So next, like here also, as Priyaji says, all of us we have come together. That is one thing true. But here again, so just as the company whom we have now, say for example we are 50 people, all the 50 people will have the same notion that okay, we have to delve into Ramayana. So though now I am speaking, you all are listening, but still we have the same goal that okay, we are listening to the Ramayana together. Now it is a two-way thing that happens here. Only if all of you come, I can talk about Ramayana, or only if I come, you can listen to the Ramayana. So we are all dependent on each other. So here no one can say, or even I can also not say, no, I am going to speak about the Ramayana, so you must come and listen. So just because I am the speaker, it's not that I am one level high. Only if the remaining 49 people come, I can speak. I am not going to speak all alone, right? Or maybe it might happen to this extent that only if the 49 people are coming here, then only I might open the book and see what is Ramayana. Or doesn't mean that we don't open or we don't study the Ramayana all alone, but only when we have a group together, we feel okay. Now all of you also, it might happen, okay, we are having a group, she is going to speak about the Ramayana. So if I don't attend this class, I might miss on a few aspects. I might listen to the audio later, that is one thing. But what happens in the live class, maybe what are the other people saying, I want to listen to all that. Or whatever is being shown, I want to see that. So that amount of, you can say, some inspiration or encouragement always is there. Therefore, company always matters. And in the case of company, nobody can be blamed for that, because we alone are responsible for choosing our company. We cannot choose our parents, we cannot choose any other, we cannot choose the teachers who come in our life, we cannot choose our grandparents, none of the relationships can be chosen much, but friends can surely be chosen. The company of people who are there around can be chosen. In the case of marriage also, though we can choose the partners, still there are a bit of like maybe family, there's that customs, all that coming in. So there also we have little boundaries that are set in. But in the case of people whom we spend around, company can be chosen by us. So nobody is responsible for a good company or bad company. We ourselves are responsible for that. Therefore, Kishkinda Kandam tries to show this, that always choose the right people. Now, here some people will have an argument. Someone comes to my life, I cannot decide that, right? So someone might be evil, someone might be good. Just looking at them in the first instance, I cannot decide anything. So does that mean that should I tell someone, okay, you're very bad, I'll not talk to you? It's not that way. People are going to come. Nobody here can say, okay, in all my years of my life, say for example, if I say in the last 22 years of my life, only good people have come to my life. Only good things have happened with me. No. Maybe yesterday also an evil person would have come. Or maybe I would have also been evil with someone. It's not always to name others as evil. I can also be evil, right? So then, at that time, we cannot always say that only evil things happen or evil company comes in. We are also the people who can choose that wisely. But when we know that evil things have come in, evil people, you feel that okay, this is not matching or something bad has been happening, we can surely leave from them there and go. So to know what is right and wrong, to leave at the right time is very, very important. To choose the right company is in our hands, which we must do thoughtfully. So the Kishkinda Kandam tries to choose this. Finally, the Sundarakandam, again one of the most beautiful Kanda. Yes.
here the fate of Rama was discussed in Sita, when he says that Jatayu says that he's from the south,
Hmm.
and there he gains the knowledge that yet because the abducted by somebody was they have seen her doing
Hmm.
mountain, and she had dropped some ornaments out and they
Yes,
showed to Rama.
correct.
And that time the one statement he asked to Lakshmana, is this the ornament of Sita?
Hmm.
He said, no, I don't know. I know only the Nupur, that is the anklet of her feet, because I have seen only her feet.
Correct. न जानामि केयूरे न जानामि कुण्डले नूपुरे त्वमि जानामि. Yes. Nityam Padaभिवन्दनात्. So, though it is not related to this topic here, Sanjeev ji, what he says is, after Sugriva, he shows the ornaments that Sita dropped while moving about in the Pushpaka Vimana of Ravana. Rama cries, looking at the ornaments of Sita, remembering Sita. And then he goes to Lakshmana and says, look Lakshmana, these are the ornaments of Sita. Do you remember anything? You remember these earrings, you remember these bangles, you remember this, remember. So everything he picks up and asks Lakshmana. Lakshmana gives a very beautiful answer, yes. Naham janami keyure. I don't know the keyura. Keyura is the armlets that are worn on the hands. Naham janami kundale. I don't know about the earrings. Nupure twami janami. I know the nupura, that is the anklets that Sita has worn in her feet. Nityam padavi vandana. Because I was the one who was pada abhivandana, that means I used to fall at her feet, I used to take her blessings every day. So I have seen her feet. So when I see her feet, I've seen the anklets that are there, but I've never looked at her face, I've never looked at her armlets, I've never looked at her earrings and so on. So this is something that shows that Lakshmana we can also consider to be one notch higher than Rama. Now I'm not saying that Rama is less or not a comparison, but then even through now looking at Sita's Kavacha Kundalas and so on, or the Keyura was not wrong, but then Lakshmana had this amount of respect for women, or with a motherly feeling he looked at Sita. He says that I have not looked at her, I have not looked at what ornament she is wearing all over her body, but I know the Nupura that she has worn because I've been serving her every day. So this is amount of respect that Lakshmana had towards Sita. Naham janami keyure, naham janami kundale, nupure twami janavi, nityam padavi vandana. This is what Lakshmana tells Rama when Rama asks, do you remember all the ornaments that have been thrown by Sita? So this is again a very beautiful reference. Next, Sundarakandam. Sundarakandam, one of the important kandas of the entire Ramayana, and you can say a very beautiful kandam. The Sundarakandam itself is chanted all alone. Regarding the Sundarakandam also, we have a beautiful verse. Sundare Sundari Sita, Sundare Sundari Katha, Sundare Sundari Lanka, Sundare Sundari Katha, Sundare Sundari Sita, Sundaram Kim, Sundare Kim na Sundaram. Like this, there are different references. You have about 3-4 verses that talk about what is beautiful in the entire Sundarakandam. Sundare Kim na Sundaram. What is not beautiful in Sundara? Everything is Sundaram in the Sundarakanda. So that, and it is, if you look at all the kandas now, for example, Balakanda, Bala meaning childhood stories of Rama. Ayodhya Kanda, the things that happened in Ayodhya. Aranya Kanda, things that happened in the forest. Kishkinda Kanda, things that happened in Kishkinda. Sundarakandam, just by listening to the reference, we cannot get any idea. Now, the gist of the Sundarakandam is 24 hours span. Hanuman crosses over the ocean, meets Sita, destroys Lanka, conveys a message to Ravana, and crosses over the ocean, comes back to the monkeys who are waiting at the other shore. So this is just one day reference that is given. One day incidents have been conveyed in about more than 2000 verses of the Sundarakandam in about 68 sargas. But then they could have learnt it maybe Lanka Kandam, Hanuman Kandam, Anjaneya Kandam, or Samudra Kandam, something like that, right? Something which should give an idea of the story that is there. It doesn't happen that way. Why Sundarakandam? For this, there are different reasons that have been told. One is, everything was beautiful, like this verse. Sundare Sundari Lanka, Sundare Sundari Katha, Sundare Sundari Sita, Sundare Kimna Sundaram, and so on. So everything is beautiful, Lanka is beautiful, Sita is beautiful, the story itself is beautiful. What is not beautiful? Therefore the Kandam itself is named as beautiful. This is one reference. Second reference comes in that Anjana Devi, the mother of Hanuman, had named Lord Hanuman or Anjaneya as Sundara when he was born. We have Sundarji here. So like this, Sundara is another name for Hanuman. Many people are named as Sundar today, right? So that is another name for Hanuman. Now if you see Hanuman, how this name Hanuman came, that is when Indra hits Hanuman on his jaw with his Vajrayudham, that is where his Hanu, that is the jaw, breaks a little. So Hanuman, one who has a broken jaw, that is actually Hanuman. Anjaneya, son of Anjana Devi, that's how he gets the name Anjaneya. Dasharataha, Dasharatihi, Vasudevaha, Vasudevaha. Similarly, Anjana, Anjaneya. So what was his original name? It is said that Anjana Devi had named Hanuman as Sundaraha. So that is the reason story of Sundara, Sundarakandam. Like this, there are different references. Here, you can see people or women there will like this Sundarakandam because Sita shows her feminist qualities. Now Sita, even till date now, we have so many people arguing, right? But towards the end also in the Uttarakanda, when Sita goes to the forest, Rama leaves, or you can say, he tells Sita to go to the forest, he leaves his pregnant wife. Even today we have advocates who go and fight the case for Rama, saying that no, why did Rama leave his pregnant wife in the forest? Was it the right time to banish her from the kingdom, and so on? Sita was such a great lady. In the Sundarakandam you find this reference that she was correct. She could fight for herself. The amount of messages or the way she talks to Ravana, the way she talks to Hanuman showed that she can live her life for herself. She does not need an advocate for herself at all. She can fight her life. But then why she did not do that? Why did she go to the forest? Was there any reason for that? She could have lived in the kingdom, right? For this, she had made a statement that after Rama had come back to Ayodhya, she had made a statement that I want my children to grow in the forest. You have all the side references in the Uttarakanda, wherein she says that I don't want my children to grow in the kingdom at all, I want them to grow in the forest. So Rama says, okay, let it happen that way, and that's when things fall in place that way, and Sita had to finally go to the forest, and that's where her children grew up, just as her wish was fulfilled, and so on. But this is one reason why Sita was sent to the forest. And Sita was such a lady. Now Rama, if you see in the Uttarakanda, he directly did not go and tell her anything. He felt very sad when the subjects were talking ill about Sita, because he knew how Sita was. And at that time also, even during the Agni Pariksha incident also, there also people argue, why did Sita have to undergo the Agni Pariksha? Now before Sita was to return from Lanka, Rama sends a message to Vibhishana saying that you make all the arrangements, Sita has to come. At that time, Rama and Lakshmana were alone in their place, in their house, the small tent that was built in. Rama tells Lakshmana that you make arrangements for a fire or so, because now Sita has to come through fire, only then he can come and meet. At that time, the anger that Lakshmana has on Sita, on Rama, he says that I have looked upon Sita as my own mother. If you go against her, I will have to go against you. He forgets that I am your dearmost brother. Till date I have served, I have done everything to serve you, but if you go against Sita, or if you speak such evil, I will have to even banish you, I will have to even go against you, I will not do the Agni Pariksha for my mother, he says. At that time, now we know the nature of Lakshmana. He tries to cool, he loses his anger very quickly. At that time, Rama tries to cool Lakshmana down and says that you don't know many things. This is actually Chaya Sita who is with us. The original Sita has been given to Agni Bhagwan to take care. This happens before Ravana came and abducted Sita. This reference is there. I think it is not there in the Valmiki Ramayana. In some other Ramayanas it is mentioned here. The reason being, now what is the story of Chaya Sita is there. From the time, the last year of Vanavasa, that is when Rama and Sita, now they are Avatara Purushas. They have taken an incarnation to get in some purpose, to achieve some purpose, that is the killing of Ravana. And for Ravana to be killed, the story had to play this way. That is, Sita had to be abducted only when Rama would go in search of her, and that's when Ravana can be killed. But at the same time, so Sita and Rama have come here to achieve some purpose. But at the same time, Sita could not suffer, right? The original Sita, if Ravana had even come and tried to touch original Sita, he would be burnt there and then. That was the amount of powers. Sati, she was a Sati. Sati is a great lady. All kinds of qualities she had in her. So if Ravana had come and touched the original Sita, it is said that he would have been burnt there and then. So therefore, Rama and Sita, they pray. When Lakshmana had gone to the woods to collect wood, logs and all that, twigs for fire and other purposes, at that time Sita and Rama, they pray to Agni Bhagwan. Agni Bhagwan comes there. Rama tells that you, for the next 1 year till I kill Ravana, you have to keep my Sita safely with you like a daughter. And a Chaya Sita was formed. Chaya Sita is like a shadow of Sita was formed, which Rama had taken, and that's when the abduction of Rama and everything abduction of Sita and everything took place, Ravana took her away. And all the problems that Sita endured were for the Chaya Sita. Original Sita was with Agni Bhagwan. So why she had to undergo the Agni Pariksha is, Rama says, I want to get my original Sita away from Agni Bhagwan. And that's the reason why the Agni Pariksha had to be done. This is one reason. So like this, there are different references that have been told even with regards to the Chaya Sita. So Sita was such a lady whom she could fight for herself, she could live for herself, but then why she undergoed all this, or why she cried for 10 months, or even in the Sundarakandam, why does the Chaya Sita, now this Chaya Sita is also not, you cannot say like just a wax model or something like that. This original Sita, the original Sita had gone away because Ravana can never abduct the original Sita, so Chaya Sita is like her shadow, that's it. So she has the qualities of original Sita only, but then for the sake of abduction, this Chaya Sita form was created. So then if Sita is so strong, then why does Sita talk about ending her life, this and that in the Sundarakanda to Hanuman? At that time, just to show to the world that if something has to be achieved, my own husband has to come and take me away. Now why did this ego come to Sita? Now here some people will not like that. Hanuman had made an offer in the Sundarakanda that I will carry you on my back. Mama Prishte Upavisha, he says, sit on my back, I will carry you back. I have those powers. Now Hanuman, he was the one who had destroyed the entire Ashokavana. This itself was a great blow to Ravana. All his other ministers, his brother Vibhishana, everyone said that now things are going to be difficult. You have done a grave mistake by abducting Sita. Just look at this Hanuman, one person, that to a monkey. He has come and destroyed the entire Ashokavana, so many Asuras, 14,000, 16. You have the reference. People learning the Sundarakandam, we have just learned this now. In Ashokavana, so many Asuras have been killed. Ravana's own son, Akshay Kumara, he has also been killed. Nobody has done such things before. Now at least you have to return back Sita. So this monkey itself, one person from Rama's enemies army is so strong. You just imagine if the entire army and if Rama himself comes, what will be their powers and strength together. All the ministers, Vibhishana, Kumbhakarna, everyone tries to tell Ravana. And even Ravana also had developed fear in his mind. But what stopped him from giving back Sita, or what stopped him from realizing his mistake, was ahankara, ego. He says, let anything happen, let me be killed, no problem, but I will not give up. I will not fall down, I will not bow down, I will not give up. Anything, even if it leads to destruction, I will not give up. This is what he says. So it's not that he did not know the powers of Hanuman or he did not know the powers of Sita, but ego came and played a picture, and that led to his mass destruction. So coming back, when Hanuman tells Sita that I will carry you on my back, that Sati, that great lady, what she tells is, no, if you want, I can come, but then I want Rama only to come here. I want Rama to come and witness the pain that I have endured for the last 10 months. I want him to put in some efforts so that he can kill Rama. You can do anything to me, that is one thing. This is one explanation that she gives. Now this again a few people will not like. Is she trying to test Rama? It's not like that. But then, if easily now Hanuman makes Sita sit on his back and take her away, Rama will never know the pain that Sita has endured. So she tells that here to some extent, now it was not Rama's mistake or Lakshmana's mistake that Sita was kidnapped, right? But then it was Sita's mistake only to some extent. She only saw the deer and she got distracted and all that. But we cannot here pinpoint anything. But Sita tells that only when Rama comes and sees, only when Lakshmana, the entire army comes and sees what I am enduring, how this Ravana is, only then he will know the efforts, or only then he will know the pain that I have gone through all these months. So let him come. And only when that pain is known, he will try to put in efforts to kill Ravana. Tomorrow, the world should, even till date, we know Rama. Rama is known for killing Ravana, right? Even till date, we remember Rama in that way. So let him also get that praise of killing Ravana, who was a ruler of the three worlds. All the gods were also afraid of him. And my Rama, my husband Rama, should get this credit of killing Ravana. So these are two reasons. And the third reason that she tells is that I am a Ekapatni Vrata, Parapurusha, I will not touch another man, so therefore I don't want to come. Now how far is this logical? Third thing that Sita tells is, I will not touch any other man, therefore I want my own husband to come and kill Ravana, and I will come and stay with him later. So I don't want to touch you, O Hanuman. So then here it will sound a bit illogical, right? That why should this be told? Parapurusha, this is something like, say for example, if you are walking on the road, suddenly if a woman slips about, a man will surely come and help, right? Does it mean that no, you are another man except for my husband, you should not touch? Do we do that? It is not like that. But then, in those times, why in those times it is Sita tells this is that I want only Rama to come. It was in, now today we have only one husband, one wife, right? Legally, one man should have only one husband, one wife should have only one husband legally. But in those times, it was a concept of one man having many wives, one wife having many husbands. Draupadi, we know, one wife having many husbands, and in the case of Dasharatha himself having so many wives that were there. So Rama and Sita, they were like exceptions in those times. So then Sita here wanted to state that tomorrow the world will look upon us, and tomorrow all the women out there will feel that okay, if my husband is not willing, he is not strong or so on, I can resort to any other man. Now on that day, if Hanuman had carried Sita on his back and taken her back, Sita would have developed this thought in her mind that my husband is useless, he cannot do anything. This man is so powerful, this Hanuman. I will leave my relationship with Rama and I will go and stay with Hanuman. This is a general mentality that human beings will have, right? Now that is the reason why, now most of you are married here, maybe I don't have that experience till date. Sometimes maybe jokingly also we might tell our own partners, right? Like maybe husband or wife and so on, that I had got so many offers before you, had got so many proposals. I gave up all that for you. As most of you done this, at some point of time you would have told this, right? No one has told. That means everyone is Sita and Rama here. Everyone would have told this, right? I got so many proposals here and there, but I gave up all that to take a man like you or take a woman like you. Sometimes when we get angry, we say, see, look at my destiny that I've got to live with you and you here, right? So many things happen. We just tell it very casually. That doesn't mean that we are going to...
Lakshmi, by chance, mine was the first one.
Acha.
So I had no
So you didn't have
to
chance.
take her.
So then Kamalaji is repenting now that she did not get a chance. She had to choose the first one. Okay. So like this.
No, see, in my case, my parents told me this is the person to go get married. So I got married. Right?
Yeah, so that was a choice. So yeah, of course, I'm not saying that you can choose someone, but then in casually, it's not that doesn't mean we leave our partner and go away. It's not that I'm going to leave you and go and find someone else. But then such statements, maybe you have a fight, argument, or even jokingly also we make such statements.
That happens.
Yes, we make such statements, right? No, see, look at this. Mostly it happens in the case of women, right? I gave up everything for this man. I gave up my house, this, that, everything for you to come and stay with you. Why so? Right? I had got so good proposals. Look at him. There I would have gone. This I would have done, and so on. We make such statements. So this automatically happens when we look at someone who is greater than our own partner, or maybe okay, my husband earned 10 lakhs. He is earning 20 lakhs. I'll go with that, right? But it's not that we do that in everyday life, but then it becomes like an attraction that happens. So here also what Sita tells is that not everyone is going to be like Sita, right? Like Sita, who's just waiting for her own husband. All the girls, all the women, or men also. Now in this reference, because it is a story of Sita, we are talking about women. But it can be even in the case of men. Human beings are like that. They are very, very, very easily distracted. That is the reason today we face so many relationship problems, right? We see so many youngsters, not only youngsters, it can be in the case of so many people. They get married and then you find that no, I'm not happy with you. I have someone else. And then it leads to so many other problems for the parents, for the children, and so on. We have so many relationship problems coming in, right? How this happens is that we cannot take a right.
You are right, Lakshmi. Even illicit relationship are happening.
Correct. So, and when such things happen, it affects not only one person but the entire family. So when our children stay happily also, we must always be grateful for that. So Sita, he gives her this example here, says that if today I come with you, tomorrow all the women will look upon me as an inspiration. Even today, among the different inspirations, Panchakanya, we know that Ahalya, Tara, Mandodari, Sita. In that the list, Sita, Draupadi. Sita also comes in this. People will look upon me tomorrow, and when women look upon me, they'll feel that, okay, my husband is just useless, I can immediately resort to some other man. But today, if I resort to you, if I sit on the back of you and I reach Rama, I will live my life with Rama only. I will not come and get attracted towards you. Not all women will be like that. But lifelong, I will develop this feeling in my mind that my Rama could not do anything, but this person, Hanuman, a monkey, came and saved me. I will always lose respect and love for my husband Rama, which should not happen. Therefore, I want Rama only to come here. I don't want anything else, anyone else to do this. I want Rama only to come and kill Ravana. I want him to know the pains that I have undergone. I want him to gain the name, get the efforts. So the whole world should know that Rama only has killed Ravana. And thirdly, I want to be an inspiration to all the future women also. That let my husband come and put in the efforts and take me. I will not go with any other man. So Sundarakandam, though it talks about Hanuman, it also talks about the character of Sita, how she spoke, right? So adversities come in life, but how we have to face them, that is there for every woman, every man. I would say, though it is mentioned here must read for every woman, it is for every person altogether. Just because your Sita has lived in, it doesn't mean that only all kinds of problems and difficulties are only on women. It doesn't happen that way, even men also. So human beings in general, Sundarakandam is like a life guide. Lastly, Yuddhakandam. The world has goodness and greatness. Yuddhakandam is the final. Ravana kills. So goodness, greatness has to be there. Rama killed Ravana finally, but in a very dharmic manner. He did not go on the wrong path at all, right? He did not do something wherein, like Ravana did, he abducted Sita or something like that. He never did that. He went through all the process. He put in so much efforts. If he needed, Rama could have forgotten that he is a man. He could have immediately, using his divine powers as Lord Vishnu, he could have gone and killed Ravana. He did not do that. He put in so much efforts. He knew that Sita was suffering. Sita was waiting for 10 months. Sita also is an incarnation of goddess Mahalakshmi. She also could have done anything. She could have shown her divine powers. She could have sought the help of any other gods. Or she could have gone on that day only with Hanuman. Why to face so much problems? You just place someone in that, you place yourself in that place. Now say for example, we are stuck somewhere in between, you don't know, maybe it's raining heavily or so, it's late night, you don't have any other mode of transport, someone says I'll drop you, immediately we'll go with that person. We will not think who's this person, what is this person, what my husband is doing, what my wife is doing, what will others think. We never think all this. We live in this moment, I want to save my life, I want to go, right? This is what we do. But then Rama and Sita, they stuck to their places. They say we will put in efforts to achieve what we want. That is the reason Rama had to seek the help of monkeys. He had got a curse that monkeys only will come and Vishnu had got a curse and monkeys only will come and save you. And at that time, Rama says that Rama never looked upon this. What now? People tomorrow will come and tease me that monkeys, bears, and squirrels have helped you when you are Lord Vishnu himself. You are an incarnation of Lord Vishnu. You have got such a big army at Ayodhya. If needed, he could have called Bharata, right, to help him. He did not do that. He put in efforts. He had to build a bridge. He had to cross over, and even to build a bridge, also 7 days he had to go and pray to the ocean god. If needed, he could have directly put a bow and called him. With a bow and arrow, he could have called the ocean god. He did not do that. 7 days he did tapas. So this Sundarakandam, Yuddhakandam gives a very beautiful, or the entire Ramayana for that matter, gives a very beautiful lesson that to achieve anything, shortcuts are available, but only through efforts it has to be achieved. That only shows the right path. This is one is for our own selves. Secondly, we don't know how many people are looking up to us. Now, whenever some things don't happen the way we want, we feel depressed, right? What now? Nobody cares for me, this and that. But nobody cares for me, nobody thinks about me, all these things we feel. We don't know how many people look upon us, or how many people today in the world are speaking about us. We don't know that. We might not always be a great person, but our own children for that matter. That is the reason we just said that children are the biggest imitators, right? You don't know how the child is looking at you. Or many times you see in the case of small children, whatever you speak at home, sometimes they will also speak that. Then we are shocked. We say, how come he is speaking like that? Oh, that day we were speaking, same thing the child is speaking. The child will be busy. It's not that it is sitting attentively and listening to what you're speaking. It will be busy running about here and there, playing this, that. But how the child is listening, we never know. That is the reason it is said that in front of children we must never fight. In front of children we must always use good language and so on. We don't know how the child is listening. Tomorrow it will know that, it will say, no, my parents did the same way, I will also do that, right? Or that is the reason why parents also should never fight, it is said, between children. Because tomorrow they will also do the same thing in life. We don't know such things. We take it very lightly. What now? My child is running here and there, he doesn't know anything, he is busy. It is not at all so. Children, though we feel that they are busy, their 90% attention will be here only. 10% they will just seem that they are busy. We are only ignorant. We feel that no, children are very busy running about here and there. They don't know what is happening. They are the people who know everything that is happening. Right? So therefore, Yuddhakandam tries to show, and Rama and Sita, they know that the entire world is like my children. Goddess Mahalakshmi and Lord Vishnu, they know that the entire world They are my children. They are going to look upon me. Therefore, whatever we do today, it's going to be an inspiration. So we have to be very careful the way we behave. Greatest life lesson that Rama and Sita try to give it. Further, in the Yuddha Kandam, the end of Yuddha Kandam is that the world has goodness, only greatness. Like in the case of Ravana, Ravana was great. He had conquered all the three worlds. He knew, he had learned the Vedas. He was a great music player. The entire world used to tremble looking at him. Even the gods were fearing him. All the Navagrahas were under his control. But what he lacked was dharma, goodness, ego, delving on the wrong path, abducting others' wives. So not only Sita was not the first woman, so many wives were living there. But what differentiated Sita and all the other women was that all the other women lived happily, it seems, with Ravana, because their husband would have been a normal man. Like you consider Rama only, a person who has been banished from his own kingdom, who's living in the forest. He doesn't know how to fetch for himself. How can he take care of Sita? Or any other woman for that matter? And if at such a time, if anyone from us also says, Ravana, Lord of the three worlds, comes and abducts and says that you come and stay with me, woman will go happily. It's better than staying with my husband in the forest. I'll go and stay with a person who will give me all kinds of riches, right? This is the mentality that all the other women whom Ravana had abducted had. So therefore they were living happily. Whereas in the case of Sita, she says, no, I have full faith towards my husband and devotion. Let him be, however, he has been banished from his kingdom, he stays in the forest, whatever it can be. I will never, you give me any amount of riches, I will not deviate from my path. This shows the strong firmness and the faith that she had. The firmness is one quality that we should learn from Sita. Life will throw about many things that come in. Situations where we can make easy money, or looking at now, especially in today's times, like I think just 1 or 2 days back also I was telling this example, all this so-called offers, materialistic, all that is one part, but our life, how we can relate at daily, so-called free offers, discounts, this and that, we get immediately distracted by that, right? The newspaper also, you see something, wow, this is so nice, I'll go and buy it today itself, then we realize it is fraud. So looking at something, we feel very, very distracted. Distraction is a part of life, it comes in. But Sita shows that don't be distracted, delve deep into whatever it is, do your research properly, then only take your decisions. So this is very important. So the Yuddha Kanda tries to show that Rama, once he returns back, the last chapter of Yuddha Kanda is a Rama Pattabhisheka, very, very important sarga. So there Rama tries to show that to become a king, Ramarajyam, even today we give the reference of Ramarajyam. It is said that when Rama ruled, there used to be no locks, LOCKS, locks in Ayodhya. People used to keep their doors open and speak, they used to not sleep, there used to be no locks at all. There was no concept of these locks. Correct, they do have divine qualities, correct. So all of us also, we do also have divine qualities, right? But only when the thing comes in, we show that. But we are ones who have asuri qualities as well as divine qualities. For example, in the Gita you have a chapter, Daiva Asura Sampat Vibhaga Yogaha. Daiva Asura Sampat. It describes the qualities. I think it is which chapter? 16th chapter?
Chapter 16, yes.
16, yes.
Yes,
Daiva Asura Sampat Vibhaga Yogaha shows the qualities of divinity and asuri qualities. Both these qualities, Krishna says, they are inside you. Depending on the situation, you bring that out. Maybe now 8:30 to 10 you have all the Daiva qualities, divine qualities, you are listening to the Ramayana, you are thinking about Rama. Maybe at 10 o'clock you start fighting with someone, that is when Asura qualities come in. So, depending on the situation, we are going to change. In one day itself, in the span of 24 hours, Daiva Asura qualities are going to come. So, this Daiva and Asura are there in us also. How we put it out, that is very, very important. So, coming back to Ayodhya, in the kingdom of Rama, it is said that Ramarajyam was such a kingdom wherein no locks used to be there in the houses. People used to live so safely, and that is the reason why Rama, due to his Raja Dharma, he had to give out his Pati Dharma also. That is the reason why Sita had to be sent to the forest. So for him, or for a king, here with Rama's perspective, if you think, now that doesn't mean that he should have given up on his personal wife. He should not at the cost of leaving his wife in the forest. But then that was a different concept altogether. Sita wanted to live there, and a future course of incidents. Sita wanted Lavakusha to develop, to grow in the forest. Valmiki's entry had to come in. If the Uttarakanda had not happened, if Valmiki had not met Sita, we would have never been blessed with this epic of Valmiki Ramayanam. So for things to happen this way, things to fall in place, the course of incidents have happened. So we must always look at this by considering all the aspects. No, Rama banished Sita to the forest, this is so wrong, I am going to file a case and stand in the court. This is what all of us have. Rama is so bad and we are worshipping this man who banished his wife from the kingdom. Till date we are celebrating Ramanavami, this and that. Is this person even fit to be worshipped? We have this quality, right? We have such thoughts will come to anyone's mind. That is the reason, because we don't know the entire epic. We have not studied anything. Valmiki starts writing now. Today I thought we will start, but the time is not there. The next time we'll see. Valmiki starts writing Ramayanam after Sita's entry in the hermitage. So that's where he starts thinking. And the point where Valmiki starts writing Ramayanam is he develops this thought that how can he meet Sita? He knew that Sita was pregnant and so on, and Rama had left her. Valmiki thought that how this Rama had been worshipping, people all around revere him as God, revere him as so divine, and this person has left his wife. Who's this person? And there he comes to a conclusion that there are no good people in this world at all, and he gets depressed. That is where Narada comes there, and he meets Narada, and then he is very depressed, he is very sad. And Valmiki at that time asks Narada that, is there no one good in this world? Everyone is bad. Even Rama used to think he is good, he has also banished his wife. So you tell me a person who is good, and then the 16 qualities of Rama. Tapaswadhyaya niratam tapasvi vangmrita. We'll look at that later in the next class. So the Valmiki Ramayanam or the Uttarakandam, the banishment of Sita to the forest, is very, very important. Otherwise we would not have been blessed with the Valmiki Ramayanam epic. So to put things that way, Sita had to be banished from the kingdom and so on. So therefore in Ramarajyam, Rama also in the Yuddha Kandam, what it tries to show is, for a king his first dharma is Raja Dharma only, not anything else. That is the reason why earlier also Dasharatha had to let go his sons Rama and Lakshmana along with Vishwamitra. They were young boys. For him, his sons were more important than Raja Dharma. At that time Vishwamitra gets angry, reminds Dasharatha that sons and personal relationships should not at all come. For the welfare of your people, for the welfare of the sages who are living on the boundaries of your kingdom, you should be able to fight them, you should be able to solve their problems, therefore send your sons along. That's where Dasharatha had to give up his own sons. Yes, I will do that. So you will have to do all that. You will have to send your sons. You don't think about your sons, my sons, I will never leave them and all about. You have to send, because for you, you're a king. Kshatriya Dharma is nothing but taking care of the people, letting go of everything else. Just as Krishna tells Arjuna also, don't think about your relations, this and that. That doesn't mean, now let me clear one thing, otherwise it will lead to confusion. That doesn't mean that we let go of our family relations and so on. But when the situation arises, we have to do that. Otherwise it doesn't help. Like in the case of Krishna, peace meetings also he had taken. Krishna himself had gone to make peace between the Kauravas and Pandavas. From the Pandavas army, Krishna had gone to meet Duryodhana. He tells that let us make peace, you give them the equal share of the kingdom, let us divide it happily, all of you can live happily together. Duryodhana is not ready to give that. Krishna makes one more proposal. He says, you want Narayana or the Narayani Sena? Narayana is I myself, Narayani Sena is my army. Duryodhana, there also he doesn't realize. He says, what I will do with you, one person, instead of you Narayana, you give me your entire Narayani Sena. There also this Duryodhana is so foolish, saying that he did not choose Krishna. There the Pandavas did not get even a choice. Narayani Sena was chosen by Duryodhana. What remained was Narayana. Lord Narayana himself, that is Lord Krishna himself, was chosen. There too Krishna, if you look, he always was a Sarathi. Sarathi is one level less of Arjuna. Now there also if you see, even though Narayana was chosen, that is by the Pandavas, Krishna had taken a vow that he will not participate in the war at all. He will not participate in the war. Therefore, so that was again, like you can say, an injustice on the Pandavas, right? Now, though they had chosen Narayana, he is not going to participate in the war. Then what is the use? Whereas the Narayani Sena, the entire army of Krishna, is being used by the Duryodhanas. So there also it was like injustice, what was being happening. The war itself, you can say, was to some extent injustice that was happening. But then Krishna tells Arjuna and all the Pandavas that don't worry, even though I am not physically fighting the war, you five brothers are more than enough. I will be the charioteer of Arjuna, being the Sarathi of Arjuna. I will guide Arjuna properly in the form of the Gita. Today we are blessed with the Gita. So there in the first instance, if you know why I am telling you this example is, you will get to know later that in the first instance we might think that what if people like us, this is injustice. Duryodhana has taken up Narayani Sena. We have taken Narayana, but we cannot use Narayana. You are not going to fight the war. What is the use? Why have I taken you? Sarathi, I can take any other charioteer, someone will ride my chariot. What is the use? You're just sitting and riding my chariot. You have to come and fight, otherwise, what is the use, right? We will think about this, but we don't know the later part of the story that if Krishna had not been this charioteer, Arjuna would never have got to learn the Gita, and the Gita would have never been blessed. We would not be studying the Gita, the world would not get the Gita today. So for the Gita, for the world to be blessed with the Gita and to know the principles, so Krishna was, we have heard this word, right, far sight. He will not just think about the situation that is there today. Tomorrow the entire world is going to look at the Mahabharata, entire world is going to look at the Gita, they are going to study its principles, they are going to practice its teachings. So I have that attitude in me. Not today I have to fight the war only physically and all the enemies are being killed. And war is over and gone. That should not be the case. Arjuna should fight the war. If I kill everyone and go about, what will Arjuna do? He will nicely sit on his chariot and enjoy. That should not be the case. Arjuna should know when he was in a state of confusion, when he is in a dilemma, how he should come out of that. He should know how to face challenges. And ultimately, through the medium of Arjuna, Arjuna was just a madhyamam. Madhyamam is just a medium. Through that, the entire Gita has been propounded to the world. Similarly, here also, in the case of Valmiki Ramayanam also, if Rama had not banished Sita, Valmiki would have never got this thought of writing the Ramayana. The entire world would not be blessed with that. Again, Rama was far-sighted. So today, whatever gems we have got in the form of the Gita, Mahabharata, Ramayana and so on, situations had to play a part. So there, if we don't understand that, if we don't look at the later part at all, that why Valmiki, how Valmiki started writing the Ramayana and so on, we will just happen, or we'll just come to the conclusion that everything is just evil, right? So that should not be the case. Okay, now whoever is asking questions also, I will let us just finish the session. I will answer all your questions, but towards the end we can discuss. So with this, Yuddha Kandam also tries to show that Raja Dharma was very, very important. All the rules had to be practiced. The subjects had to always be kept happy. So only greatness, like Ravana, Lord of the Three Worlds, that is not enough. Goodness is also equally important. So this is the gist of all the 7 kandas, and this tries to show that the Valmiki Ramayanam, now if you see, now today we have not looked at much, but then the entire epic for that matter, for each and every stage, we have not even started the epic, little bit more of introduction is still remaining, but then to each of the kandas, if you see, there has been so much to look at. Now we are just looking at in a very short time or very small perspective, I am telling you, but each and everything that Rama does, Sita does, Lakshmana does, like for example in the case of Lakshmana also, as I told you, Naham janami keyure, Naham janami kundale, Nupure tomi janami, Nityam padavi vandana. If you look at this, okay, very simple, he did not know what armlets she was wearing, what earring she was wearing, he knew only the anklets. That is because he was worshipping her every day, he had seen her feet. This is a very, you can say, very dry meaning. But the principle that he has been told is, I never looked at her face at all. That is the amount of respect that I had. I was not a person who used to look at the ornaments, what she was wearing in her ears, this and that. I never looked at the face of her with that attitude. So I didn't, or generally also I never had a chance, I never got an opportunity also to look at her, and I don't want to look at any other woman. Now here you must not feel, the people will say, what is wrong if I look at someone's face or so. And in general life also we make such comments, right? He's looking so handsome, she's looking so beautiful. Is this wrong now? It is not like that. But the amount of respect that Lakshmana tries to show is looking at a woman with that perspective, or looking at a man with that perspective. Oh, look at what she's wearing at her hands, look at what she's wearing at her earrings, this and that. We must never have that attitude at all. Lakshmana tries to show. He says that I have looked upon Sita, I have worshipped her, but I never looked so closely what are the ornaments that she's wearing and so on. But her anklets also, why I got to know is because I've been serving her every day. So hook or crook, I had to look at her feet, and that's why I remember only the ornaments. So we must not look at each and every word. Like usually now Westerners, I'm not blaming anyone here, with Western philosophy, they will always look at the different translations that Westerners write. They will always look at this, only the physical aspects that have been told. We don't look at only the Stula Sharira, we look at the Sukshma. Indian philosophy believes in this. Sukshma is read between the lines. What Lakshmana tries to show through these verses, not just the anklets, Keyura, Kuntala, that is just, they are just examples to tell. The principle that has been conveyed is the amount of respect that Lakshmana had towards Sita. Says, I never put focus, I never concentrated on all such things. For me, what was important is to serve Sita every day like my mother, because my original mother Sumitra had told me that today onwards, Rama is your father, Sita is your mother, wherever you live, that is Ayodhya for you, don't forget anything else in life. Only after 14 years, once you return back safely with Rama and Sita. At that time, you can call me as your mother. And there also she tells that you don't sleep at all. Sleep you can do even here. Sleep you can do after you come back to Ayodhya. That is not needed. Let them sleep, let them serve, let them eat. If anything remains, you eat. Let them sleep, you have to live as their protector. So before Lakshmana could do anything, Sumitra, his own mother, had told him all such things. This shows the qualities of a great mother. Which mother will tell this? We'll think of our own son. No. Let my son not go near. Let them do whatever they want. You come here. We'll say, right? It is normal human mentality. But in the case of Sumitra, she was such a great lady. Okay, so today time is up. We'll not start with something new. Next time we will look at a bit of the story of Valmiki and also continue with the Ramayana.